Okay, perfect. Jain, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tubin Tamang, and today is the day 6 of continuing the video for 75 days. That is 75 videos, each day one video. Therefore, we start our today's video. Mainly, my video will be related to India directly, indirectly. So, therefore, today our topic is white collar terrorism. Before I dive into white collar terrorism, let me just give you a brief description between multiple, among multiple jobs like white collar, blue collar, pink collar, and green collar. Actually, these are the different jobs that you know get into after your college, or not necessary college, even after your school. So I'll just tell you few jobs, all right, which comes under the white collar, which comes under the blue, and for that matter pink and green. So, white collar job primarily deals with mental and administrative work, right? Like the nature of the work is mainly in office, right? You have to think and you have to strain all your brain nerve, right? You are in a managerial post. So, therefore, all the professor, right, all the bureaucrats, and what can I say, teachers, lawyers, all of them are in category of white collar. And next we have blue collar. These jobs include skilled and unskilled labor work, mainly like in factories, industries, and they work in daily wages and as well as in monthly pay. Therefore, my utmost respect, no offense, and my profound administration admiration to both the jobs, white or blue, doesn't matter. However, apart from that, we also have pink collar job. That is specifically the service job, right? We can see nurses, then we have beautician. All those things comes under the pink collar job. And lastly, we have green collar job. By the name green, we can understand that it you know mainly deals with the nature, right? So environmentalist and all, everyone who works in domain of nature, in to safeguard the forest and greenery, they come under the green collar job. So that was the brief job profile I have to necessarily give to you, because without this, few people won't be able to understand what white collar terrorism in its true sense means. So yeah, as I've said, white collar terrorism refers to extremist activities carried out by highly educated professionals such as doctors, engineers, professor, or IT experts, who are they utilize their expertise in immoral activities, right? And they use their skills, networks, they are very credible, no doubt, but they support a different path which is not you know upright and valuable. Therefore, it is considered more dangerous than the traditional terrorism. Now, when I say traditional terrorism, link with it with the blue collar terrorism, where you pick up a gun, you go, you shoot. That's the blue collar terrorism. However, white collar terrorism, give me a moment. However, white collar terrorism is breed apart than blue collar terrorism, and comparatively, it is very, 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 very dangerous and vicious than the I'm sorry, white collar terrorism. Oh no, blue collar terrorism. Therefore, white collar terrorism, we can consider it as very dangerous and lethal if we compare to the blue collar terrorism. All right. So I hope I am able to express myself right. What actual blue collar and white collar terrorism means. All right. Therefore, we proceed to the introduction. See, terrorism has a long association with marginalized groups, the uneducated, the unemployed, right? Those individuals who are not privileged enough, they tend to, you know, choose paths like terrorism, right? However, see, with the disturbing, trend, we can see where there are professionals who are very good, who are very educated, yet they enter and choose path like terrorism. What is this? This is shocking, right? This ironical, but it is what it is. And such terrorism we, know today as white collar terrorism. I hope so far now I am able to explain you what white collar terrorism is. If not, then please, rewind the video and understand first white what white collar terrorism is. Then, yeah, then we can proceed further. Then you can, play the video. So understand, educated personnel educated person, they joining groups which is very unethical and which is against the state. Here I mean nation. When I say state, where they are against their own state, own government, right? And this phenomena challenges conventional assumption, right, about terrorism, because no one assumes a professional, doctor or engineers or lawyer to get into such kind of heinous act like terrorism, right? So that's there. So it becomes very hard, and it's a very challenging phenomena to see some sort of eminent doctors, professional entering into such horrendous act. So this raises a very urgent question about the role of education, ethics, morality, and values in our society. So that was the, brief introduction about the white collar terrorism. Now we'll understand its characteristics and meaning. Again, for those who haven't got what really white collar terrorism means, see, white collar terrorism involves acts of violence, extremism, or radical activity, but not directly, indirectly. They plan and they execute, but not by blue collar job, not by, hand in hand. You don't work in ground reality. Yet there are very professionals such as doctors, engineers, academics, or corporate employees who plan from above. And yeah, that is where the true crux of white collar terrorism lies. They have good brains, right? Not like the ones who go, who shoots and who gets caught. Not like that. So the key feature is educated person. Education is a weapon, right? And they are using it against the morality, against very immoral thing, right? I mean, they are using education as a false weapon, right? To to harm and to kill unarmed people, right? So involvement of highly qualified people from urban and middle class backgrounds are, highly seen, and it is still persistent in white collar terrorism. Whoever gets into it, it is the highly educated people who are unemployed, mainly from urban sector, or if they are not happy with their salary from corporate life, they tend to join such kind of terrorism, which is known as white collar terrorism. And the money they offer is maybe immeasurable, but I don't know yet, but maybe, they must be offering very good money. That's why professional such like they sold, they sell their morality before money. So they might be offering very good, and this is one factor where, you know are all the professional with very high moral knee down their honor. So that's there. And second is technical sophistication, use of advanced knowledge to design sophisticated attacks and evade detection. When they attack, there is no sign, very very professional and advanced. So that's there when white collar terrorism prevails. And the third one is social camouflage or conceal. When you work with the person who is a white collar terrorist, you don't realize that he is a terrorist. All right. So they have a social camouflage, just like we have few, potent agencies in our India, which I'll not name, but they work like that. They carry out covert, operation and all. So diametrically, this white collar terrorism also act in their same route. So they behave like, civilian. They behave normal, like a layman in a society, yet with a very, very, very dangerous intent. So that's there for white collar terrorism. And if I have to talk about the relevant and recent cases, the recent cases we could see and witness was in Delhi, Red Fort blast. I am not sure about the gate number. I think it's gate number 6. Yet, please don't quote me on that. But yeah, I think in Delhi Red Fort, in gate number 6, several doctors were arrested, right? And I vividly remember the vehicle number registration was from Haryana, and yeah, the several doctors were arrested in the bomb attack, highlighting how medical professional misused their expertise. And this is pathetic to witness such kind of act by a doctor, right? And oh yeah, but this is reality. And another again case which I can share with you is Faridabad terror module again, in 2025. Engineers and doctors were found with 3,000 kgs explosive. What is this? 3,000 kg explosives. Just imagine how much damage could this cause. Yet, I am very proud of our, intelligence agencies. They caught before it, came into the vicious use. So really proud and hats off to all our agencies and security personals, right? They are working very hard, so hats off to them. Also, 3,000 kgs of explosive in a RDX getting caught is not a small thing, right? And imagine this things being carried out by professional like doctors, engineers. Pathetic, right? So that's there. Now we'll move on to the causes. What are the main causes of the white collar terrorism? See, first, they are educated, all right, but their education lacks value. As education without ethics or value becomes very dangerous, and in a large spectrum, it's fruitless. Because as I would like to quote that knowledge is a power, but you don't find always an opportunity to prove your knowledge. It is your behavior, that determines who you are, and that hits, very different. That behavior is greater than knowledge, even though it's not like you will stop, studying, but your behavior must, be greater. You must prioritize your behavior over your knowledge. So I mean that, so all the ones who are educated and who are into white collar uniform, they have a good education, yet their education is valueless. So that's their, the first cause is valueless education. Second is radicalization network. Please bear with it if you guys are hearing some sort of noise. Probably it's the fan. Radicalization networks. So professional may, draw you into professional. When I say professional, the old, terrorists who are in the, you know, in this field from, past 2 decades, 1 decades, they radicalize you. They offer you handsome and plenty amount of money, which can, by which you can go to cloud 9, right? So you become, है ना, आप पिघल जाते हो इधर when they offer you such amount of money. So that is also one causes of white collar terrorism, because as you know, India, how you know tax. If you, even if you earn more than 15 lakh per annum, you have to give tax. So getting black money from all this immoral act might influence few, and that is also, I think, is the cause of the white collar terrorism. And next is socio political disillusionment. Okay? Educated individuals may misuse their intellect to justify violence as a form of resistance or reform. So yeah, all the educated people are not just advocate. Few, the few are devil advocate. So not everyone will do the things which are right. Some will do things to prove themselves that otherwise can be also right. So that's the basic causes of the white collar terrorism. Yet everything lies down to morality and your ethics. That's there. So uh, we'll understand the aspect and different aspect we have covered so far. Now we'll understand the impact on national security. All right. So national security is a main concern for any state, right? Any country for that matter. So white collar terrorism is more lethal than traditional terrorism, or we can interchangeably say blue collar terrorism. So white collar terrorism poses a great danger, and for that matter, the terrorists who are working under who are white collar terrorists, they are very credible. They possess a lot of knowledge and resources and technical expertise which they can use to vandalize each and everything that comes in front of them. And in order to accomplish the mission, they can use their technical expertise, right? And yeah, at the end of the day, they are capable and educated. So that becomes and act as a very, very, very great barrier when we have to compare it with blue collar terrorism. So that's there. And second is undermining trust in institution. When doctors, right, engineers, lawyers, such figures, if they get into such sort of terrorism, you know that is the lowest thing you can ever do in life, is to act against one country. So what inspiration, what aspiration will the youths, what aspiration will society will take, what message they will leave. So it has a very bad impact on the people in and around if they find that this guy was involved in this white collar terrorism. So impact also lies in the outcome if they gets caught or something like that. Even though there are many, I assume there are many, so not everyone will, you know what to say, not everyone will like, definitely not everyone will like, so they will take and a very bad image of out of it, because the terrorism, the word itself terrorism, is most degraded term and the practice ever. So that's there. That was the quick impact. One is the greater danger than blue collar terrorism, and second is the message which they will leave is unimaginable, like imagining such kind of things getting caught, you know the whole society will get a bad name, and it will be a big social stigma for that person as well as for the whole society, right? So, in conclusion and in summation, white collar terrorism represents a new and alarming challenges of extremism, right? It underscores the need of education to be accompanied by a value, ethics, morality, and character building, right? And government must strengthen intelligence networks, monitor professional institutions, and promote value-based education to counter this threat. Ultimately, combating white collar terrorism requires not only security measures, but also a cultural shift towards a responsible citizenship. And fundamentally, when one loves his or her nation, this thing is, you know, doesn't exist. Like, this thing is useless and futile, right? So the education and some sort of initiative by government for the just to realize ki how our you know country functions, how great our country is, right? And where do we actually stand, and from where to where our country has come, right? There must be at least a reminder of India's global position, right? So that our own people don't get into such things, right? And the main thing is realization of the being born in India. That itself is a pride, right? But they take it to a next level, by joining such kind of things. So definitely a great threat to India. And although much not detailed video, yet I hope it was helpful, and you all took at least few key takeaways from today's video. I won't summarize the whole video, as I think I've spoken already for a 10 minute. So that's there. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And Jayant, and if you are consistently watching my video, please do considering giving me feedback. Like, I have been noticing and I introspected a lot of my videos where in retrospect I was using a lot of filler, like karke. So I have gradually, again, I am trying to improve and cut this out, karke. So that's there. So if there's any feedback you can give, please feel free to drop any feedback, honest and open feedback. So that's there from my side. Really thankful to all of you. Thank you and Jayant. Oh, 22 minutes. Nice.